different regional caucuses in the National Assembly endorsed President Tinubu for a second term in office. It's been a busy time in the corner of the APC at the National Assembly as different groups endorsed President Tinubu ahead of 2027 election. This is the Hallowed Chambers on TVC News. I am Tijesu Adiri. The President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives led other principal officers of the National Assembly to endorse President Bola Tinubu for a second term in office and also adopt him as a sole candidate of the party. This endorsement was at the National Summit of the All Progressives Congress held at the Presidential Villa in Abuja.
Because you have done a difficult job well, that it is time for us to reward you by sending you back to the presidency for a second term in office. I move, therefore, as the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that Mr. President return, one, as a candidate of the APC unopposed, and secondly, as the next president for a second term come 2027. I so move. Listen to that voice. That's the voice of the Senate President. I so move. Mr. Speaker.
I stand on behalf of the whole entire 109 senators, 360 members, and all the 36 speakers and their members to second this very important motion moved by the Senate President as so second.
Distinguished colleagues, right honorable members, members of the houses of assemblies across Nigeria, those in support of the motion, seconded rightly by the Right Honorable Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, GCON. Those in support, give me your voice and say, aye. And those against say nay. The ayes have it.
In a strong show of unity, all members of the National Assembly representing Katsina State have officially endorsed Governor Umar Diko Rada for a second term in office. The endorsement made under the platform of the All Progressives Congress comes well ahead of the 2027 general elections and significantly boosts the governor's re-election prospects. The announcement was made during a gathering of lawmakers where Honorable Sada Soli, representing Jibia and Keita Federal Constituency, spoke on behalf of his colleagues in the House of Representatives. He emphasized that the decision to support Governor Rada was a collective one, stemming from their assessment of his performance and the widespread support expressed by their constituents across Katsina.
We, as elected representatives of the people of Katsina State at the National Assembly, we have listened to the voices of our constituents who have expressed their satisfaction with the performance of Malan Duko Umar Ratna, PhD, CON, as governor of Katsina State for his remarkable achievements and unwavering commitment to the progress of Katsina State. We, the elected representatives in the National Assembly from Katsina State, hereby align with our constituents to declare our full support for the re-election of Malan Duko Umar Ratna as the sole candidate under the platform of our great party, the APC.
The Benue State caucus of the All Progressives Congress in the National Assembly has thrown its weight behind President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, endorsing him as the sole candidate for the 2027 presidential election. Speaking at a press conference in the National Assembly, the lawmakers led by Senator Titus Zam praised the president's transformational leadership and cited key federal interventions in Benue State as justification for the endorsement. This includes major road infrastructure projects, the establishment of the North Central Development Commission, increased investment in health institutions, and the construction of affordable housing under the Renewed Hope agenda. They also pointed to the 44 billion naira allocated to Benue State through post-subsidy removal funds, infrastructure funding, and subnational intervention programs as a demonstration of federal support.
And unequivocally endorse His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for a second term in office as the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Our endorsement is rooted in a comprehensive assessment of President Tinubu's transformative leadership, his unwavering commitment to national development, and the tangible achievements recorded under his administration since May 29, 2023.
The House of Representatives Committee on Petroleum Resources Upstream and the Special Committee on Crude Oil Theft have resolved to jointly introduce 5 bills aimed at addressing key challenges affecting Nigeria's oil industry. The chairman of the two committees, Al-Hassan Dogwa, made this known at a joint meeting in Abuja. He said the proposed bills are part of a legislative intervention to support national efforts in securing oil and gas assets and curbing crude oil theft. One of the bills seeks to establish a national commission that will be empowered to prevent and prosecute pipeline vandalism and other oil sector-related crimes. Mr. Dogwa says the bills are not individual efforts, but represent member collective commitment to addressing the challenges in the sector.
The committee covers issues to do with the live wire of the economy of this country. Vandalizations of oil assets, national assets in the oil and producing areas of our country is one critical problem that has always continuously affected even our budgetary projections. And part of the reasons why we have taken this mandate so seriously is that the fact that even the government itself, the president has persistently been so worried and concerned about attacks and insecurity issues around the oil producing states and areas of our country.
Thank you for staying with the Hallowed Chambers. My guest today is an honorable member of the House of Representatives. His name is Honorable Sada Soli, and he represents Jibia Keita Federal Constituency of Katsina State. It's good to have you, Honorable, in our studio.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Well, let's jump straight into it. APC lawmakers have endorsed President Tinubu as their sole candidate for 2027. How big of a deal is this politically, and does this mean that he has the support of voters all around?
Oh, absolutely. He couldn't have been the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria if he has no support of the voters. So this endorsement is a testimony that the APC government is still with the people, is still with the Nigerian people. And it is only natural. The trajectory of the current political climate, comes with endorsement of candidates that will feel, we feel that they can stand the test of time, and candidates that have proven that they can provide leadership, they can take decision when it is necessary to take a decision. And that is a demonstration of a leadership. And you cannot afford to lose such quality of leadership when the country requires leaders that can take tough decision at tough time, so that the country can move towards a greater position.
Well, isn't it possible that this is just a show of loyalty within the party rather than a reflection of public support?
There is no politics without loyalty. There is no party politics without loyalty. Demonstration of loyalty in the party politics is a testimony that the party is moving, the party is cohesive, the party is towards providing leadership for a country that it governs.
Well, in 2023, if we cast our mind back, President Tinubu didn't win some of the key states in the northwest states like Katsina, your state, Kaduna and Kano. What's likely to change this time around, and will these states come in handy to help him secure enough votes?
I think it's a wrong narrative for
Senate's Committee on Public Accounts insists on summoning the CEO of NNPC Limited. House of Representatives sets up committee to investigate recent attacks in Benue State. And also, the gale of defections continue to sweep through the National Assembly. Later on the program, the newest member of the APC in the Senate will join us live. This is the Hallowed Chambers on TVC News. I am Tijesu Adiri. The Senate's Committee on Public Accounts has summoned the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, and other top officials to appear before it on July 10th, 2025. This follows the corporation's failure to honor an earlier invitation to respond to 10 audit queries raised by the Auditor-General of the Federation. Instead, the NNPCL requested a 2-month extension, citing the need to compile documents and attend an ongoing retreat. The Senate, however, rejected the delay and issued a fresh directive asking the NNPCL to appear within the next 10 working days or face sanctions. Meanwhile, agencies including the EFCC, ICPC, DSS, and NFIU were present at the session as scheduled.
This committee is giving NNPC 10 working days from today to appear before the committee with the relevant questions, answers to the questions earlier issued for this investigation to continue. If at that day NNPC does not respond accordingly, then this committee will have no option than to invoke and assert all the powers available to the committee or to the Senate constitutionally. The chief executive of NNPC, that is the group managing director, should and must be in attendance. He should be the one to lead the committee.
The House of Representatives has approved 1.13 trillion naira for the Nigerian Customs Service for the 2025 fiscal year. It also extended the capital components of the 2024 budget from June 30 to December 31st, 2025. After the budget defense session with the Nigerian Customs Service, the committee led by Kogi State member Leke Abejide laid its report at the last legislative date. Now the report is up for consideration and the chairman outlines its composition as he defends the recommendation.
The House do consider the reports of the Committee of Customs and Excise on the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of Nigeria Customs Service projected revenue of 1,352,548,855,205 naira 88 kobo for 2025 fiscal year. They had to generate what we fund them. Initially, it was from 7% collection. From this particular budget, it has now moved to 4% FOB. That is, whatever they collect for government, they are not going to take anything from it.
Another committee of the House of Representatives is to investigate the persistent killings and crisis that has plagued Benue State over the last 15 years. It was a solemn moment in the House of Representatives as Benue State lawmaker Dixon Takigir drew attention to the recent killings of more than 200 persons in the state by suspected bandits. He recounts that the state has been susceptible to violent attacks in the last 15 years, and the lives of several indigenes have been cut short. The mass-scale destruction of properties has also left many from the state homeless and jobless. Mr. Takigir wants the incessant attacks investigated and, more significantly, perpetrators brought to book to serve as deterrents to others.
The House notes that over 200 indigenes of Yelwata community in Guma local government area of Benue State were massacred in a violent attack on the 14th of June 2025. Further notes that thousands of residents have been displaced, leading to a dire humanitarian situation marked by the loss of lives, destruction of property, and widespread destitution. Aware that similar attacks have occurred regularly within and beyond the constituency, exacerbating insecurity and fear among communities in the area. Further aware that the National Emergency Management Agency and other relevant relief agencies have been called upon to provide urgent humanitarian assistance to the affected areas. Concerned that the scale of the crisis requires immediate and coordinated intervention to prevent further loss of lives and to provide adequate support for the displaced persons affected in the community. Worried that any delay in response and lack of comprehensive security measures may escalate the violence and deepen humanitarian crisis in the area. My prayers, Mr. Speaker, the House resolves that the House mandates the relevant House Committee on Interior and Security to immediately visit Yelwata and affected communities in Guma local government to assess the situation on the ground and report back with recommendations. The House calls on the National Emergency Agency, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, and all relevant agencies to urgently provide adequate relief materials and medical assistance to the displaced persons and victims of the attack. The House urges the federal government and security agencies to intensify efforts to restore peace and security in Guma local government area and to protect vulnerable communities from further attacks. The House directs the Committee on Human Rights to investigate the circumstances surrounding the massacre and to ensure justice is served to the victims and their families. And finally, the House directs the federal government to build a forward operation base for the army in Yelwata to forestall further attack on the border community.
The gale of defections at the National Assembly continues, and this time from the Labour Party. Senator Neda Imaswan, representing Edo South, has officially joined the All Progressives Congress. His defection notice was conveyed in a letter read by the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, during plenary. The Edo senator cited internal crisis within the Labour Party, a lack of ideological clarity, and what he called a disconnect from the people. Senator Imaswan said the APC offers a more progressive and transformational platform to serve his constituents. The move was met with cheers from the ruling party as fellow APC lawmakers physically moved him to their side of the chamber. This development comes on the heels of 3 senators from Kebbi State also leaving the PDP for the APC. With these latest changes, the APC now has 69 seats in the Senate, while the PDP holds 30. The Labour Party is down to 4, with the NNPP at 1, SDP 2, and ABGA 2. Joining me on the program is Senator Neda Imaswan, representing Edo South Senatorial District. Welcome to the program, distinguished Senator Imaswan.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this.
Well, they say when politicians defect, they are often accused of lacking principles and ideologies, and their move is seen as a betrayal of the party that gave them the votes. Is that not the case here?
No, not at all. It's not the case here. But again, I sympathize and I understand people who hold such views that is either lack of principle or betrayal of the trust of the people. But you must also remember that the first thing that a politician, I speak for myself,
the first thing that we have is the service to the people. That's the overriding interest for me. And so it's within that context that you begin to see how you can serve your people better. In my constituency, in Edo State, for instance, and in fact, in my old party, which is the Labour Party, if I ask the question honestly, where is the position of the Labour Party today? No one can honestly give me an answer because I don't even know. I'm supposed to be a senator in Labour Party, but I don't know what is happening in Labour Party. I don't even know who the chairman is today, nor do I know who the secretary is. The leadership of the party has actually crumbled and nothing is happening. And so looking at that context, you begin to ask yourself whether or not it's a platform at all to run on. And the ready answer to that is not the platform. And don't be surprised that very soon, I mean, hey, those leaders in Labour Party today are looking for other places where they want to run. The coalition is swallowing all of them in now. And so they are also abandoning Labour Party. And so when you look at the whole situation, you ask yourself, where is Labour Party going? And you see that it's not going anywhere. And so for a politician who is in politics, you have to seek shelter when your house is burning. You can't wait in there and get burnt. So that's that for me. And for whether or not it's a betrayal of my constituent, I don't see it from that perspective because the whole idea, like I said before, is the service to them. If Labour does not offer the platform and the opportunity to serve them now, should I wait and don't serve them, or should I move and be able to serve them better? So leaving the party to the ruling party is putting me in the center and an opportunity to serve them better than I had done before, especially the precarious situation with Labour Party today.
You have cited internal crisis within the Labour Party as reasons for jumping ship. Could it not have been possible to stay back and fix the problem rather than jumping into an unfamiliar terrain?
Well, if I have time, I probably can explain to you the efforts that I have personally put in concert with other senators in Labour Party to try to arrest the situation. Just like you saw the PDP people went to see the INEC chairman, we also did. You know, it didn't make the headline, but we did, to sit down the INEC chairman, who advised that we should try to come together, that it's a political problem that is going to require a political solution and not court. That if we attempt to go to court, it's going to linger on and will serve no purpose. And so we came together. I went to Peter Obi myself, His Excellency, and discussed the situation with him. And he said, oh, the situation will be arrested. And an attempt was made where we all went to Umuahia, you know, under the hosting of His Excellency OT to find a resolution. And in that meeting, everybody was invited to come. All the warring parties were invited to come to that meeting. A few of them didn't come. And the meeting went on, and a caretaker committee was formed that I was a member of. 3 days after that event, one of the chairmen went on air and said he was going to expel everybody from the party. Who is Peter Obi to call? Who is OT to call a meeting? Who are they? They don't have the right. In fact, he can expel them from the party, and if we don't rescind what we did, he was going to do all of that. I mean, that was quite insulting. But again, he didn't even stop at that. A few days or weeks later, he went to court. And that case dragged on until it got to the Supreme Court. And what did the Supreme Court do? Send the case back and said that the first court of instance, High Court, Appeals Court, had no business even entertaining that case in the first place. And that the case should be sent back to the party to solve the problem. Which party? Party that had the problem, they couldn't solve it, went to court, and it came back to them. I mean, you could just see that there's no headway in this, in the quagmire that befell Labour Party. And so for me, it is not a betrayal of the trust that people had for me. I'll continue to be appreciative and to show my gratitude to them for electing me. and to also assure them that the change of one party to the other does not in any way reduce my representation of them. Indeed, it is going to even elevate it.
Now you're with the All Progressives Congress, but your former party's presidential candidate, Peter Obi, accused the APC of orchestrating the crisis in the Labour Party. Is this true?
Well, I don't know what happens in the back room or, behind the scene, but I find it funny that your house is in disorder and you are calling your neighbor, blaming your neighbor for the reason why your house is in disorder. If you are the father of the house, you have a wife, you have children, and there's quarrel, you should be able to harmonize or to bring peace. And if you are not able to do it, then you must also know that you have one child or two children who are so recalcitrant and not obeying you, not listening to your directives, and therefore hell-bent on bringing your house down. And so that you can't blame someone else for it. I don't think so.
Are you not worried that your chances of winning the elections again may have become slimmer now that you have joined the APC and abandoned the Labour Party? Again,
I'm one of those persons that is very realistic. This is not really about winning the election today or tomorrow. If I had remained in Labour Party, I may not even have the opportunity to run at all. You understand? That's the situation. I may not even be on the field to play that game. So I had to be on the field to play the game in the first place, to want to score a goal. And in Labour Party, I do not see them fielding candidates because of the situation that has befallen them. And you don't be surprised that in the near future, that the so-called leaders today of the Labour Party will find home or solace elsewhere other than Labour Party. I won't be surprised if that happens. So the issue of fear of being able to win the election next time or not is not even the issue for me. The issue for me is that let me first of all have a platform to run on.
Now, what's the big deal with the APC? You could have defected to any other political party. Why APC?
Please give me a suggestion. PDP is as disheveled or as confused as the Labour Party is. Where could I have gone? Remember, excuse me, that all politics is local. The parties in my state, Edo State, APC, PDP, and Labour. That's it. Is the NNPP? They're not there. Which party is there? They're not there. Well, and so, what are the options for me?
Well, thank you for your time, distinguished senator. We wish you well in your political future.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Politics in Nigeria.